Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Sunday, August 3rd, and we are here trying to help you better manage your own expectations, better manage your choices, and to just kind of be there as mentors, coaches. You see that you hear that I am talking in the plural because I am Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst and a certified financial planner, and I'm joined by Mark Talercio, my co-host. He is also a certified financial planner. He is also the executive producer of this show, of our other shows, the Jill on Money podcast, the Jill on Money radio show. He is also the webmaster of the JillOnMoney.com website. What am I forgetting? He's an all-around very good guy and an excellent cook. Hello, Mark Talercio. How are you, sir?
Hello, Jill. I'm well. We are in August. The countdown is on. Days away from going to China, and I cannot wait.
Oh, you're going to have the best time.
wait.
What's the weather that you anticipate?
I don't care. I anticipate it to be very, very hot, but that's out of my control. So I'm just going, and I'm gonna eat my way through China and have a good time.
Okay. What did you decide about flying? First class, business class, coach? Remember when you had this whole thing like, should I fly coach? What should I do? What did you decide? Yeah.
And I remember we talked about it on the show and a lot of people weighed in. Some people were like, just do it. And other people are like, no, there's no way you should have a 5 or 6 or 7-year-old up in business class. To them, I say, screw it. We decided, if you recall, right after the election, the market kind of just went straight up.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what? Let's take a little money off the table. We cashed out enough to buy business class tickets. So we are flying business class to China. Really, no, it's not. I'm trying to think. It's my first time. No, I flew once first class for work. That was years ago, 20-something years ago. I flew to Hawaii first class. This will be my second trip flying first class. And as everybody says, the vacation starts on the plane. So I'm looking forward to it.
I wholeheartedly embrace this because I think it is nice. You are, how shall we say, small people. The seat makes the difference. That's all I can say. And I think that your son is going to have an incredible time up there in the front of the plane.
It's a long flight, so we figured why not? If we were flying, next time we go to Europe, will we do this? Probably not, because it's not, it's nowhere near as long. But this is a trip.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's like
right.
Once
I don't know.
There's no going back, right?
I my very first contract with CBS, which was back in 2009, I had to go back and forth to the Bay Area a lot. Like once I had to go basically 4 days a month for the first 6 months. I had to go to the Bay Area. And so I wrote into my contract that they had to pay for a business class trip for any flight over 3 hours domestically, which is now unheard of. You don't even get to do that. But it was so awesome. And I racked up miles, which are still, I will say, use your miles. Don't wait. Because there is inflation when it comes to miles. Your miles are buying you much less. So use them up on the way. Okay, Mark, I've yacked a lot. So let us bring on our guest today. We have Rachel, who joins us from California. Rachel, have you flown business class?
I have never flown business class.
And do you wish that you would fly business class? Do you walk into the plane and sort of look around at those people and say, I wish I could be here? Or do you say you're a bunch of suckers paying up for that?
I don't know. I haven't really had that curiosity to explore business class. But I have flown to China, Southeast Asia, New Zealand, all on regular economy and been totally fine.
Are you a very short person? Admit it right now to us.
I'm not. I'm probably taller on the taller end for women.
Okay. I am 5. I used to be 5'11". I'm now 5'10" and a half. And so those coach seats are brutal for me. They're not good. And I'm all legs. So it's not fun. All right, Rachel, what brings you to us? What's going on, girl?
So I think I always err on the anxious side when it comes to finances. And I wanted to understand whether I have enough for retirement and also whether I can possibly retire early.
Okay.
I have a pretty high net worth, but most of it is tied up in the value of my home, which is subject to whatever the economic conditions are and market value. So it doesn't really give me confidence in how, I don't know how to consider that.
Right. Because of course you have to live somewhere also.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other side is if I do decide to retire early, I don't know what that looks like in terms of unexpected expenses for health or
Mm-hmm.
even just me taking care of my aging parents. Uh,
Oh, there's aging parents in the mix.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Let's back up.
mhm,
I'm hearing anxiety. So when you say you err on the anxious side, I'm just going to say, let's take a breath and let's unpeel this. Okay.
mhm.
Let's start very simply. So Rachel, how much do you earn right now?
So I earn 120,000 a year.
Okay. And are you single, partnered, married?
I am single,
Okay. Any kids?
no kids.
Okay. And on that $120,000 a year, do you make retirement contributions?
Yes, I put in about 8% per month, and then there's a 5% match.
Okay, that's great. And is it a traditional or a Roth?
So I put it into a traditional, and then I've been maxing out my Roth. But I was a bit of a late bloomer, so I only started last year and this year.
So you're in your corporate plan, in your current plan, how much money's in there?
So I just started at this company, so not too much, about 8,500. But I rolled over all my previous ones into a new account, and that's 165,000.
That's great. And that's all traditional, right?
Correct.
And what about the Roth? How much is in the Roth?
The Roth is 70,000.
Great. And do you also have a brokerage account? Do you have a fund money account? Anything like that?
Yes. So I have a brokerage account that's 43,000.
Savings, kind of money in the bank, emergency, what anything there?
Yep. So savings is about 130,000.
Okay, that's great. You got huge numbers. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh my God, you're so young. Fabulous. Any other assets that we'll get to the house in a second. So you've got the current, you've got the rollover, the Roth, the brokerage savings. Anything else? Crypto, rental property, anything else that's out there?
My home is also a rental property.
Okay, so let's talk about the home. So first of all, how much is this house worth?
So it's worth about 1.1 million right now.
Okay, and it's a two family?
It's a townhouse.
Okay. And you are charging someone rent for some portion of this?
Yes.
What is the rent that you're charging?
So I receive about $3,250 a month in rent.
Okay. Do you feel like that's something that's working for you? Do you like having this extra money coming in? Do you feel like, ugh, I don't want to like have someone in my space? What do you feel like?
Yeah, so I like the money that's coming in. I don't like that I need to continue renting it out to afford the home or
Right.
to comfortably afford the home. But that's also the only realistic way to kind of do this in California, in my opinion.
Okay. The mortgage. You have a mortgage outstanding?
Yes.
How much is outstanding on this $1.1 million house?
So about 550,000.
And what's the interest rate?
2.75%.
30-year.
Yes.
So if you didn't rent, if we said you don't need to rent anymore, you would stay where you are, yes? Do you like it? In other words, if I just said, oh, here's $1 million in your lap, stop renting, would you stay in this place?
No. So one of the ideas I had originally when I bought this house was for this to be an investment property, and for me to buy another home later on as my more like forever home.
Okay.
But yeah, with how much housing prices have increased, I don't know how realistic that is anymore.
Okay. You said that your parents are still alive. How old are they?
They're in their late 60s.
Are they still working or are they retired?
They're retired.
How are they supporting themselves?
So far they seem to be okay, but they weren't the highest earners. We haven't really talked about who would take care of them or anything, but
Don't you have a sibling who lives near them so we can pawn that person off on them or not?
I do have a sibling. I don't know if that's really realistic. I want to take that responsibility.
Okay, so because you're being a good girl, because this is what happens. It all falls on the daughter. Thankfully, I have a sister. So I say, I'm so sorry it has fallen on you. I'm the black sheep and I have to get something out of that. So you are living it seems like, oh, I'm in this $1 million house, but you get rent. And so let me ask you, what is the cost? Forget about the rent for 1 second. What are your expenses looking like right now?
If I did not receive rental income?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that would be more like 6,000 a month.
Okay. So obviously the rental income defrays a chunk of that,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else in your financial life that we need to know about for now? Like you're happily employed, but you're sort of like, well, maybe I want to retire early. When you say early, what does that mean to you?
I don't know, actually.
Ah,
Before 65, I wanted to have a number in mind or an age in mind,
okay. Like, do you
but
want to be prepared, be able to say, I'm done at 55 or be able to do something else?
yeah, I think my post retirement plan would just be to not work
Hmm.
and kind of travel around. Yeah, not have to work, I would say.
Okay. And you think and that the age, does 55, 20 more years sound about right? Or does that sound horrible to you? Do you hate your
That's
job?
okay. Yeah, that's okay for me. Yeah.
Okay. So 55 is what we're shooting for. Mark, it's like you keep saying 10 more years,
That's it.
10 years.
Could
Um,
be less. Who knows?
that's right. Now, there's no pension. You have nothing else that we need to factor into this, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do your parents also live in a high cost of living area?
They do, however, they've already paid off their house.
Is there any thought that, you would, when you talk about worrying about them, is there any thought about maybe all of you living together? Or do you hate your mother? I'm just kidding. You don't have to say that.
I don't hate I don't hate them, but it would be a challenge to live together.
Oh my God. I crack myself up sometimes. Okay. So I'm trying to think about how to really parse this.
You don't like? Is it a issue with the tenant or just being a landlord in general?
I don't enjoy being a landlord, and I think roommate problems are
Horrific.
more challenging when you actually own the property and see what you have to fix if they break it.
Yeah, no kidding. But I mean, you got $500,000 of equity in this thing, but you got to live somewhere. Are you close to work? Do you need to work from home or do you need to work in a physical space?
I can work from home.
So if you were to sell this place just for fun and you had $500,000 of equity, would you be able to find something smaller, more convenient? Like that, is there a place? What would the number be for us to put you in a place that is you would like to live in, where you wouldn't have to have either it's a townhouse, it's a condo, it's an apartment, it's a small home? What would the cost of that be, even in your high cost of living state? Do you have an idea?
At this point, it would probably be something that's like 700 or 800 a month or 800,000,
Okay,
just
so
because of the high interest rate. But I would
yeah,
have, yeah, there's a little bit of discomfort there because I'd have to downsize.
right. So
Where
what you really want is you want to collect this rent for however long you need to collect this rent and
Mhm.
then be done with it and maybe just stay where you are for the time being.
Mhm.
Then ultimately maybe sell it and move someplace else and become your nomadic grifter life where you hang out with friends all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I like see how I added grifter to you. She's got friends all over the world and she's flying coach. Okay. So if I look at this right now, you're a very good saver. You really are. So you're putting away 8% into your current plan, plus you're maxing out your Roth. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an idea about how much you are actually saving at this point into just like the brokerage and you have a bunch of savings. So I'm just wondering what it is you think that you're saving on a monthly or annual basis.
Yep. So when I receive rental income, I
Mm-hmm.
save about 3,000 to 4,000 a month.
Wow.
Nice. It's nice. It's hard to walk away
Wow.
from that.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She saves $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Okay. That's on top of your retirement contribution, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if you look at that, Mark, if we just think about this, hold on a second. She's sending 9,600 plus 7,000 in the Roth plus let's call it 30, let's say call it 40,000. So she's saving on her 120 grand a year. She's saving about $56,000 a year. Okay? That's retirement contributions plus extra. So what we know is that she's putting, let's look at this. If you decided to, if you didn't have this home, okay, and we know that you just don't spend a lot of money, but right now within a $6,000 a month expense level, what does it take to create a cash flow that is spitting out $6,000 a month in today's dollars? So if I were looking at let's just pretend this was, we rolled the clock forward. Okay. It's 20 years from now, and we're just going to use all today's dollars, right? So you need $72,000 a year. And I'm not going to include your Social Security yet, because first of all, you're such a freak. You're going to think that Social Security won't exist for you. So I get that. So I'll just pretend it doesn't exist for a second, because I already got your psychographic right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you need a few $1,000,000 that is built up. Like, let's call it, if you had $3 million free and clear, are you a risky person? Do you feel like you can take risks? Do you feel like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm generally risk averse, which is why I have so much in savings.
Yeah.
I'm trying to adjust that and move more into the brokerage account.
Okay, but let's just say, like, if I had $3 million in an account right now, that could create 90 grand a year in gross income, which would provide you with your $6,000 a month, no sweat. Okay. So I think you're going to actually have $3 million pretty quickly. And I think my guess is this. Again, I'm not running a super duper plan for you right now. I'm going to guess that for 10 years, you want to capture this extra $3,000 to $4,000 a month in order to have a 55-year-old choice to make. Because it's ambitious to say I'm never going to work again at age 55. And I think that if you said to me, I love what I do, I can work till I'm 65, then I might say, so don't sweat it. Like, rent for 3 or 4 or 5 more years, like rent for 5 more years, collect that money, kick the renter out, and just keep paying down your mortgage, and you'll be fine. And your income should be able to absorb all of this. And we can pull back a little bit on the retirement contribution. So be it. I don't think this is actually a problem. Like, you are in such good financial shape. I think the problem is that you've established a life that is sort of complicated because of the renters. So, Mark, what do you think about her working for, using the rental income for 10 years? Then she's 45, and then for 10 years, she has no rental income, but she's got all the other money going out. What do you think about that as a game plan to get her to 55 and have some choices?
Yeah, for sure, it works. The number-wise, it works. I just don't know if she can continue to be a landlord for another 10 years.
What do you think? Like, Rachel, do you feel like, I can't stand this? It's horrible?
It's not ideal. I do have I was able to make a conversion to one of the rooms. So it's not connected to the rest of the house. So that is also an option.
Oh, wait a minute. Say that again. In other words, you can do some construction to make it a little more private?
Yes. And
how much will that cost?
It's already done.
Oh.
But the rental income from that would be about $1,625 a month.
Wait a minute. What's the difference between the $3,250 and the six? Are you saying another $1,625?
No, sorry. So
sounds like it would be a smaller unit that she would rent out.
Yeah.
To give her more privacy, more separation.
All right. So let's try this out at $1,625 a month then.
Okay. Yeah. Instead of the $3,250.
Yeah. And skip, and don't worry about that.
And maybe she can rent longer under those circumstances.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
And that's something that I feel comfortable with because I still get my private space. For some reason, if I don't see the issues that are happening, then it doesn't feel as bad.
Dude, I am all over this. I had some visitors to my house recently, and I'm watching them eat at the table, and I'm like, don't drop that on my beautiful chair. Like, I can watch the food drop out of their mouths, hit the chair. And I am freaking out inside, Rachel. I can't even tell you. I'm looking at my wife, and she's giving me the eye like, look at these slobs that are in our house. They're like chewing with their mouth open, and down goes a hamburger on my gorgeous new chair. I'm like, what? What's going on?
Now I know why you don't have kids.
Exactly. I mean, I told you this is the problem. Like, because I like Rachel. If I don't see it, I'm fine.
But I was going to say, this is like a whole other part of the equation with Rachel. I mean, you're so young, things may change as well. You 10 years from now, you may be married with 2 kids.
Oh my God, Rachel, is that going to happen? Because we'll redo the plan. Mark never thought he'd be in this place when he was
Right.
45. It's true.
Yeah.
It's so true, right?
So there's another wrench I want to throw at you.
Oh my
here
God, are you
we
getting
go.
married?
No, but I think freezing my eggs is on the table.
All right, definitely do it. 10
But
grand.
That's a high expense. It's more like 30 grand.
All right, 30 grand. 30 grand, freeze the eggs. Don't even look back. That's silly. You've got 130 grand in savings. Spend 30 grand and freeze your eggs right now. Do it tomorrow.
Okay, and it wouldn't affect my retirement or anything like that?
No. First of all, let's see what happens. You got to freeze the egg, then you got to actually have a kid.
Okay, that's true.
Right? Let's do one thing at a time. Now, I need you to also give yourself some grace. You said I err on the anxious side. You're in a great situation. You make money. You don't spend a lot of money. You bought your townhouse at the right price. Your mortgage is low. You've got some rental income. You don't have to feel like, I feel you come on the air and it almost sounds like you feel like you're boxed in. You're not. You are not. Okay. You're going to have a lot of options. I don't even know what's going to happen next, but all I know is that if you create an environment where you can keep collecting that rent, it will give you a basis to sort of feel a little bit like, oh, okay, I know I make 120 grand a year. I normally would not be able to live in $1 million place, but you can. Okay. Keep putting your money away into the Roth, into the retirement account, do your thing, add to your brokerage. Even if it's not 3 or 4 grand a month, let's say it's just 1,500 a month. That's fine. Just keep pace with that. And then as things change, let's revisit it. Like, you would be very well served if you decide to have a kid. What would be very helpful would be to sit down with a fee-only financial planner to sketch this out with you so that you could revisit that plan every year. It doesn't have to happen right this second, but I think you would be somebody who could really benefit from that. Because I think when you're when you're really young and you have a working plan, that's so great, because then you can go back and you can, let me change this, let me change that. What would happen if I did this? That's when a plan can really help mold some of your decisions.
Okay.
So and by the way, I can already sense, because you're kind of a numbers person, that I think that you would also feel more confident if you had these numbers etched in stone someplace that at least you could go back and revisit them.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Mark?
No, I mean,
Rachel's good?
Oh, I know she's good. You know she's good. I know she's good. I think everybody listening knows she's good. The problem is convincing her that she's good. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're so young. You already have a nice chunk of money. You're saving money. You have a great piece of real estate. You have a lot of equity. It's going to continue to increase. You have rental income.
Come on, Rachel. Feel good about this. Let yourself feel good.
It's true.
No, I can't.
I can't.
Okay.
I
know. It's in your DNA. It's okay.
Is there a way for me to simplify this, or is this like, it's already good, don't worry about it?
What are you trying to simplify?
Stress.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think there's a great therapist probably in your future. No, I think that if you want to feel good about, you may want to actually talk to a financial planner to really work with you on this. But I don't think they're going to tell you anything much different. I think what you need to do is, how about this? Let's make a pinky swear.
Okay.
You're going to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. So here's what you should do. You should spend 30 grand and freeze your eggs. That's number one. Number two, you're going to cut your rent in half, the rental income in half. And that's going to be fine. Do not freak out about that. Live with that for 1 year. And then come back and talk to us in 1 year exactly. And then let's go have a conversation again.
Okay.
When you started this and you said, I don't want to count on the equity in my home. Here's what I don't think is going to happen. I don't think your home, the value of your home is going to get cut in half. I don't think that that's what's going to happen. I don't think that the equity is going to go away. I think that what is going to happen is it may not grow as fast as it has, but you'll have this house and you'll decide when you think it's time to move on to someplace else. And it may be where you are, maybe someplace different, but who knows? But for today, I want 1 year where you're collecting less rent. You're putting a little bit less money away every month. Maybe it's, as I said, $1,500 a month into the brokerage account. Build that up. Enjoy your life. Take care of your parents. Don't go look for a problem either. If your parents seem to be okay, you can check in with them and say, oh, I talked to a financial planner recently and you guys feel okay? Do you want to talk to somebody? Doesn't have to be you. Mm-hmm. Offer that to them. That's like a level of anxiety that's living, I think, beneath the surface for you. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to take that on. If they're in their late 60s and they are retired and you want to check in, or maybe it's your sibling who lives near them can check in. You guys can talk about it a little bit. Like, you think they're really okay? Should we have a conversation with them? Maybe bring it up as part of an estate planning conversation. Like, hey, you got your documents all in place? Like, all of us, we need to all have our estate documents, something like that. And nudge around a little bit, see what's there. But you don't have to take that on right now. You're in really good shape. So you have $6,000 a month of expenses. You have $120,000 a year in income. You're going to have money coming in rent wise that is going to be just fine. You're living within your means, even though you have this big house. Don't freak. Do not freak. You're going to get back in touch with us in 1 year. Yeah. All right. We're going to let you go. And Mark, any parting words for Rachel?
No, I just, I can hear it in her voice. I just want her to relax and just realize that she's doing great.
You're doing great. So if you're like Rachel and you're a stress bucket, you're in your 30s, and maybe you don't live in $1 million house. Maybe you just rent and you're feeling stressed, and you're stressed about your family, and you're stressed about your life, and you're stressed about things that are happening because that's in your DNA. Why don't you unburden yourself by getting in touch with us? Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the contact us button, write us a note. If you'd like to join us on the air, especially if you're stressed, it's better to join us on the air so we can walk through it with you. And let us know how we can help you out. We're really here for you. You can subscribe to this show on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Mark Delarcio is the co-host, executive producer, and king of all things web. We drop our episodes on Saturdays and Sundays. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. We ask that you lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.